La 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 la. Uh, uh, good afternoon, good morning, good night, good evening, good day, children of the popcorn. Welcome back to Evil Popcorn Podcast. I'm the Baron, and as you can tell, we will be talking yesterday, about Final Destination Bloodlines, the new Final
Hmm.
Destination out at the
Yeah.
cinemas. But who else do we have here? Please introduce yourselves.
Guess first.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I play Perth's own horror host, Soxy the Salacious Spectre.
Nice.
Great to have you back, Suxy, once more. And yeah, Mr. Popcorn sitting up on his hill, looking down at all the peasants I have moved, and it's marvelous. And I'm exhausted. I finished a play, a 15 show season. So, I'm here though, and I'm really keen to talk about this film. Baron, how are you? What's been
Yeah,
happening?
I'm good. I'm good. I had a bit of a cold this week.
Hmm.
And I off the end of that, I had a migraine, but otherwise I'm good. So look after
Okay.
your health, folks. It's
Yes,
important.
migraines suck. I'm sorry to hear
Yeah,
that.
Hmm.
That's not
yeah,
fun.
they're not good. So yes, but look, otherwise I'm good. Everyone else good?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, excellent. Good to hear.
Jolly good.
So yeah, so look, children, we're doing Final Destination Bloodlines. It's currently out at the cinema. So just be aware though. Normally when we do one of these films that's still screening, we try and be a bit plot light and spoiler light, but we are going to spoil this just because of the nature of the film. It's very difficult to talk about without spoiling some of the stuff, like some of the better kills and the
Yeah.
storyline stuff. So we are going to spoil it. We'll give
Everything
you a
is
warning.
interconnected. Everything is
Yeah.
interconnected. That's why we
Yeah.
have to do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So we'll give you a warning when you should go away and watch it and come back. But if you do stick around and you listen to the whole thing, just be aware if you haven't seen it, some of it's going to get spoiled for you. Initial thoughts, folks, before we get into the sort of admin of the film.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start. Yeah, no, it's really good. It's really good. It's not disappointing. There's been a huge gap. When was five? It was 2011-ish.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been about 10, it's over 10 years.
Over 10 years, so over a decade since we've visited Final Destination. So this was a lot of anticipation for this film, a lot of expectation, and I think mostly it meets those demands from the horror community waiting with bated breath for this film. And it's also Tony Todd's last film, and that was not disappointing. That was, yeah, yeah, but we'll get
Yeah.
into that. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it. Suxy?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I've always loved the franchise, so to see it come back is just really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The movie that has completely ruined driving behind logging trucks for
Hmm.
pretty much two
Still,
generations of people.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And what
All
did
right.
you
So,
think
well, this is.
overall, Baron? What did you think
Oh
overall?
yeah, sorry, I should say
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
No, I
yeah.
really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fitting part of the franchise. Prior to seeing this, I spent 5 days watching the previous
Nice
five
work.
films, one a day.
Nice work. Mm.
Just because I'd heard that there was some callbacks that were a bit subtle, that you might not have picked up on otherwise, if you maybe weren't familiar with the previous films. And being a man of advancing middle age, and my memory isn't great, I decided to go back and watch the previous films, and I really enjoyed watching them again. I thought
Okay.
they've all done really well.
If I'm on that note, Suxy, what's your history with Final Destination?
Oh, I've been watching it since the first film.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. Because myself, I remember the first two,
Mhm.
like they're quite definitive films. They stick out in your memory, definitely, certain scenes. But the others, I may have seen them in dribs and drabs back in the day, but I went back, I don't know, about 2 or 3 years ago and watched all up to five. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Pretty much from starting the podcast. And I liked all of them, one and two in particular.
Mm.
Hang on. No, I don't like four. The 3D one, I actually turned that
Mm.
off. Sorry.
Ah.
I couldn't do it. I can't stand that style of 3D from that era. And also, death. like started unscrewing bolts by itself. The whole gory Goldberg thing was thrown out the window. I was like, no, I'm out. That's it.
Yeah.
Five, really good. I loved, spoiler. I loved the surprise ending, the twist at the end. Yes, of
Yeah.
five. I thought that
Mhm.
was really clever, and it really cleared the pathway for Bloodlines to come through. Yeah, yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Mm.
Cool.
So, all right. So, a little bit of a history for the folks out there that maybe not aware. So, the original Final Destination film came out in 2000. It was followed 3 years later by Final Destination 2, a further 3 years later by Final Destination 3.
Okay,
The
okay.
film that Mr. Popcorn doesn't want to talk about is in between 2006 and 2011, which is when Final Destination 5 came out. And then, of course, this one here came out this year. So this is the longest gap there's been. It was 14 years
14. Awesome.
Mhm.
between Final Destination 5 and Final Destination Bloodlines, which is Final Destination 6.
Hmm.
So yes, looking at the film, this one here was oh, I've gone off my page. Some live Googling, folks. Here we go. Gotta go back
You're
to
right.
IMDb. I did put an idea to a friend of mine for a podcast, which is basically just us live Googling stuff on mic, because
Do,
we are
do,
both
do,
men of a
do, do,
similar
do.
age.
Yeah, after you, Baron. After you, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's a good. All right. So this was directed by Zach Lipovsky and Adam B. Stein. Zach Lipovsky, you would recognize from Freaks and Dead Rising. He
Right.
also did the Kim Possible TV movie and a Disney show called Mech X4, if anyone knows any of those. And
I
Adam
know
B.
the Kim
Stein,
show. I know the Kim
yeah.
show. It was okay. It was okay for a sitcom. Yeah.
And basically did that at the same time with Adam B. Stein. So they've both basically been a duo directing team for
Okay.
most of their career. Adam B. Stein, not a lot of horror background. Uh, and yeah, same with Zach. But I think Zach and Adam have done a great job of directing this.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
definitely.
have
Mhm.
Gary Busick, oh sorry, Guy Busick, not Gary, Guy Busick, as one of the writers. Guy wrote parts of Abigail, Ready or Not, the Scream, Scream 6, like that's the Scream 2022. So big horror history there for Guy. Also got Laurie Evans Taylor, who hasn't had a real lot of horror in their back catalogue, and not a lot of big stuff. The final writer is John Watts. John Watts, you would know from uh, look, a lot of Marvel-y kind of stuff, Disney kind of stuff, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, Spider-Man No Way Home, The Old
Okay.
Man.
Okay.
Not a lot of horror in his background either.
Mm.
So yes. Uh, the stars. So it's pretty much like there's not a lot of recurring characters in this from the previous movies. I mean, we've really only got Tony Todd, rest in power, Tony. His final film and his final scene ever filmed was a
Mm.
little piece of beauty
Yeah.
as he left the
Absolutely.
Yeah.
so yeah, if you're fans of Tony Todd, it is a real fitting ending to a powerhouse of horror cinema.
Do we feel that everyone kind of knew
Yeah. Oh,
with
he
the
was
Oh,
filming of
involved.
that
yes.
scene? Yeah.
Yes. So I
It
did read
had
an
that.
interview with the
Please.
director, and he said that he basically said to Tony, here's the script, but if you want to go off script, you can, and he did. And what he said was basically his message to the fans.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. And his character's name, of course, is William Bloodworth. That's his Blud Worth. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So obviously people would know Tony Todd from the Candyman films, from every piece of horror that he was in. He dominated the screen anytime he was in, but he was
Hmm.
still an excellent character actor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And apparently a sweetheart of a human being as well.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
Oh,
never a bad word about him. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Always
no,
really good with
no,
younger cast, etc. Yeah.
no scandals, which is good.
No, 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 no.
Which in today's day and age is an excellent thing.
Mm.
Uh, So, Final Destination. Okay, so the budget for this film was $50 million.
Okay.
To date, the box office has been 213.5. So this movie has
Of
made its money
course.
back.
Of course it has. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, which is good. Been brought out by New Line Cinema. Also, Practical Pictures, Freshman Year, and Fireside Films are all part of the production. Uh, the cast. So moving down the list. So we've got Caitlin Santajuana as Stephanie Reyes. So she's our final girl, I suppose,
Yeah.
if you want to put a label on it. Not a lot of horror. Quite a bit of TV. So I think she did really well. What did we think of Caitlin as the main character?
I thought she was fantastic.
She was very
I really,
empathetic, very empathetic. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
I really enjoyed her performance. I thought she was excellent.
Yeah. No, she has that face, that doe-eyed, where is death coming from? You know what I mean? You felt her fear. Yeah, absolutely.
But the hardness as well, as she got towards closer to the end of the film,
True,
there
true,
was
true.
there was a core of solidity to her as well.
Yeah.
Yes, and the casting of her and her mum helped that,
Yeah.
work towards that as
Oh yeah.
well. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because family traits, bloodlines is a big part of this, of course. Yeah.
Actually, we should probably cover that now while we're getting there. Before we get too deep into the cast, this is very much a film about family, about family
It's the
lines.
theme. It's the theme. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Bloodlines kind of says it. It's out there on the tin. But the basic premise, without spoiling too much, is this particular film leads us right back to what we assume is the start of Death's current little sojourn on Earth, building Rube Goldberg machines.
Nice.
And it's him going back and cleaning up his mistake family by family as the time goes on. In what's realistically an overproduced set of kills. So like Death could really easily have just given them all aneurysms and then had a weekend off.
Death has become an artiste. Death has become an artiste now.
So yeah, I look, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I love a good Rube Goldberg machine. I love a good on-screen death. And yeah, this is that. But yeah, so the basic premise is Death has taken so long to get back to these people that were killed in this original accident that avoided being killed in this original accident, that the people that moved on from it that should have died have all now had families. So he now has to kill each of the families before he can move on to the next person.
Yes, and the original setup was in the 1950s, and I think they say 2025 in the film, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, they do. So it's set now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new one. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the expanse of time, the span of time. Yeah. Did we like did we like the setup? Do we think it worked? Yeah.
Yeah, it was very
really
creative for the series.
Absolutely. Because when does okay, are we going to say spoilers now?
Yeah,
Go
okay.
away now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Children, go away. If you look, okay, you have two options: left hand, right hand. In the left hand, I have a bunch of spoilers that are gonna ruin the ending of this film for you. And the other hand, you can go away, watch the film, and come back, and then find out what's in that first hand. But if you stay, you cannot come back at us because that's on you.
Yeah. We need
All
a
right.
we need a red kernel or a blue kernel.
Yeah.
You've just reminded me, for those if you've seen the third Final Destination, if you get hold of the DVD, you actually can watch it on a certain setting where you play it like a game. So you can watch the theatrical kills or you can watch the alternate kills, and you actually get like
Ooh.
a left and right sort of thing, and you go which way to see which death you get. It's really fun, actually.
Ooh, I might have to dig up my
Okay.
DVD then.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We didn't know that. That's excellent. Yeah, fantastic, Suxy.
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay, so the children have gone to bed. Those who are going to bed to
Yes.
eat their popcorn, the naughty ones are staying with us. And so what did we think of the Sky Tower? When was that originally set up? What movie?
No, the Sky Tower, this is the first time we've seen it.
Is
Yeah.
it the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all good, all good.
I think in the intervening 14 years between Final Destination 5 and this one, I think someone has been going, all right, we can't keep these going forever, but what if it's based on something that was decades ago and death is just now catching up with everything?
Hmm.
And then someone
Hmm.
sat down and written that out and they've gone, what would it be? Oh, it'll be a building falling over. So I think from memory, I saw an interview and I think it was originally supposed to be an apartment building.
Okay.
And the apartment building that was going to be demolished, but it still had families in it or something like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then someone else has gone, no, the Seattle Space Needle, or for
Yeah.
Australians, the Sydney
Yeah.
Centrepoint Tower, whatever you
Yeah,
whatever you want to call
absolutely.
it.
No, it was a fine choice, absolutely,
Yeah,
because there is that Led Zeppelin have it on their cover of whatever album. There's that Zeppelin crash back in the day, yeah?
Yeah.
yeah,
And that makes you think the Sky Tower makes you think of that because it basically puts in your mind some piece of crazy construction built back in the day that they
yeah,
went beyond their means. The Titanic is the
yeah,
iconic example of that. It puts you in mind of all those great disasters, yeah? So it
yeah. Built
really
by the last
sets
fitter.
yeah. It set you in that time frame, which was great. Yeah.
I will
Um,
point out there's a little bit of realism being creeping into this movie from our world.
Yes.
So the Brisbane casino at the moment it has a sky deck with
Mhm.
a glass floor on it, and just in the last fortnight they've discovered cracks in the glass floor of the sky deck
no,
at the
Yes, I saw
casino.
no,
that.
Yeah,
no. God
yeah,
damn
And
no.
reminiscent of the 3D film in the series. So someone was
yeah,
watching the film recently and the ceiling collapsed
yeah,
in
yeah.
the
Yeah.
At the
cinema.
cinema,
I saw
three
that
people went to
post.
hospital.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh, but it's just great.
Well,
But yeah, no,
that's sorry, after you, Baron. Sorry.
I was going to say as little as a month ago, I walked on that very sky deck,
No, no,
and I
no,
Oh.
remember,
no.
I remember, I remember sitting in the theater and going, "Oh, yeah, I've walked on one of those. That's kind of freaky." And then like 2 or 3 days later, the news report comes out and it's like, "Yeah, Brisbane sky deck at the casino
Um,
now has cracks in it." It's like, "Oh, good. I was
yeah.
dancing on
Oh.
Shout makes you want to shout. God damn no. Because that's the good thing about these films. That's why they're so effective. Because
Hmm.
the gory Goldbergs, yeah, they
yeah,
could happen. The really good
yeah."
ones, the effective ones, they all potentially could happen to you. That's the fear of this. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So moving down the cast list, we've got Tio Briones. Tio Briones played Charlie Reyes,
Okay.
which is the
Yep.
brother.
Hmm.
Tio was in the Chucky TV series,
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he
Hmm.
was. Yeah,
Ratchet,
yeah.
the TV series, done a lot
Oh,
of TV.
okay. Okay.
Longmire, Stalker, not a lot of other horror. But yeah, no, some good horror there recently, which is good.
Yeah.
Darlene Rhea Kilsted. Good name, Kilsted. Ooh, that's a good horror movie
Yeah.
name. So she played Darlene. Let's see what she's been in. Dexter, Deep Impact, Home Alone 3. It's probably a lot of computer game stuff and TV stuff. So yeah,
Oh,
but not a
okay.
lot of.
Okay.
I liked her, um, but I don't think she's my favorite of the also cast. I think my favorite was probably Aunt Brenda. I liked
Brenda
Aunt
was good.
Brenda.
Brenda
Hmm.
was good. Yeah. Yeah.
Did we have a
I like
favorite family member?
uh I kind of like Tattoo Boy, Piercer Boy, was it Alex? Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
He
he
went
was a
to
lot
was
of fun.
yeah, I mean he was a stereotype, but he leaned into it in a fun way that I appreciated. Yeah.
I do find the actor that plays him does get stereotyped a lot into those kind of
Does
characters, but he
he?
plays them well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I assume those are his tattoos and piercing then if he's getting those kind of roles. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
yeah.
not sure,
Okay.
honestly.
Just curious, just curious. But no,
His
no,
his
he
picture's pretty clean on IMDb.
oh, is it? Yeah, okay,
Mm.
okay. And if
I did
mm,
read though the okay, spoilers here. The bit with the MRI when the
Yeah.
piercings are going
mm,
and his nether
mm.
regions get pulled, that was actually his idea.
Oh,
Okay.
awesome.
Okay.
Good.
Um, yeah, that scene. Hmm. But he has that kind of face, like the other young boy, the brother Charlie. He has that, like, potentially could have been a Disney kid, but now you've got that face just to be killed in horror. You know what I mean? You've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
that young
Yeah.
cute boy face. Let's kill you in horror. Yeah. So either both guys work. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Just to go back to the conversation we were having before, around when we started, he played Captain Boomerang in the Flash TV series. So we were talking about Boomerang before being
Okay.
Jai
Sure.
Courtney.
Sure.
Mm.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
uh, yes, so he's played in that sort of sandbox before. Not a lot of horror, but a lot of TV. Where'd we go? So down to Bobby, being played by Owen Patrick Joyner. He's more sort of the jock of the family.
Hmm. He was
Uh,
good. No, I actually really liked this jock portrayal because at the start, yeah, I don't really understand what's happening here. I just want to play beer pong. He had that to
yeah,
him. But
Mhm.
yeah,
when it got into his, let's just say for now, his allergy, yeah, the
Mm.
vulnerability he showed was really cool. The
Yes.
vulnerability was really cool. You don't often see
yeah.
that. Yeah, that
Mm-mm.
was good. Yeah, yeah.
And Richard's character going into the RV to check for peanuts before they disappear on their
Yeah,
trip. Really good.
yeah.
Really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the foreshadowing was really nice. Yeah, it
Hmm.
was
Yeah.
dropped all throughout this. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Of
and
course,
the
of
vending
course.
machine scene where he picked the chocolate peanut
Yeah,
cups
yeah,
rather than
yeah,
just salted peanuts. It's like if I'm
Yes.
gonna be, I
yeah,
want to eat the chocolate one.
yeah. Good
I thought
choice.
that
And
was,
it's like there. That's the best choice in that vending machine by far,
Hmm.
definitely.
yeah,
And also with the vending machine as well, the little what are they called? Fake outs, yeah, where you think
yeah,
it's about to hit and it doesn't. With Alex as well, he had a couple. Remember the truck coming
Hmm.
past?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was nice. And also, well done with the trailer in the tattoo piercing parlor as well. Because
yeah,
we watched that trailer and thought, you're dead. You are
yeah,
so
yeah.
dead. In the
But
movie, hmm,
yeah, it didn't happen. There were two
Hmm.
fake outs. There was the tattoo parlor, and then there was walking into the street in front of the truck.
mhm.
Yes.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah,
So yes, we were pretty sure he was going to die a lot sooner than he did.
Hmm.
yeah.
Uh, I think his actual death though was probably more hideous than either of the others.
It was a
Mm.
lot. We'll get into
Yeah,
favorite kill scenes and discuss that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
because yeah,
Uh,
that's the joy of this movie is the kill scenes. Yeah,
uh,
Absolutely.
and
yeah.
we'll quickly go through the rest. So we've got Anna Law. Anna Law played Julia. I liked Julia as well.
Julia
Uh,
is great. Listen, check her out on the Boo Crew podcast, great horror podcast. She is interviewed. She is a horror fiend. Just
yeah,
go listen to her
Hmm.
talk about her love of horror. It's great. Yeah, yeah.
not a lot of horror in her background. Bit of DC TV's TV series. She was in the Gotham Knights. Yeah, a bunch of other things. Then we move down to Alex Zahara. Alex Zahara playing Uncle Howard.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, 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 yeah.
I,
No, he
I liked
was.
him. He was kind of ineffective, and then his death is spoiled in the trailer with the mower.
Mm.
Yeah. And he doesn't get up after that. No.
No.
No, no,
No, he does not get up after that. But that was fine. That was fine. I thought, yeah. Were you guys happy with the marketing for this movie?
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
Uh
too spoilerific. There's been worse. There's been worse.
no,
Oh, it
because
certainly has.
Yeah.
we see one death, which is his, and we're led to believe another two.
Mm.
Which I thought was a nice fake. Actually, I did like that. I like the fact that they put what you assumed was going to be the death in the trailer, and then it
Hmm.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I thought that was clever.
Yeah,
I thought that was clever.
I
Yeah.
really loved the marketing for this film. Like outside of the trailer, what they did in Canada and the US was
yeah.
incredible. I don't know if you've
Logging
seen like
trucks.
the pictures of the truck with the fake logs along it.
No, I never
And
Yeah,
saw that. That's
and the
great.
billboard
Yeah.
with it looks like there's paint like people trying to put up the billboard, but they've fallen back and their bodies are like hanging off the edge of it. They even
yeah,
Yeah,
did
okay.
a I don't know what it's called. You go up on a crane and there's a restaurant in the sky. So you're like sitting on a table that's suspended. And they had the
okay.
Final Destination poster beneath the table, and all these
Oh,
influencers are up there eating their meal in the sky.
oh,
Oh, it looked
No,
amazing.
no,
that's a
no.
that's really
I
good.
mean, it's great, but I'm not afraid of heights. I just don't trust people. to have this constructed to the point that this cannot kill me under any possibility. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
always a
Especially when it's Final
possibility.
Destination.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so we've got next on the list, we've got April Telek. April Telek played Brenda. I really liked her. She was in not a lot of horror, a lot of TV shows. A lot of these people are actually from TV shows. Like, so they've picked a really good unknown horror cast, and I think they all
Mm.
did really well, in my opinion. The dad, Tipo Lee, once again, lots of TV, Kung Fu, Magnum PI,
Yeah, okay,
like
okay.
Hawaii Five-O. I really liked him. I liked the fact that he was out of it because it's like, no, it's not your kid.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, good point. Good point. Never picked that up. Yeah, good point. Yeah, yeah. So
Uh,
the focus on characters was well weighted then as well.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Look, we're getting to sort of the pointy end of it. We've got Brett Bassinger, who played, where'd we go? Iris from the 1960s. So she played the younger version of the mum. I
Yeah,
think she
okay.
did
Okay.
Yeah,
really
she
well
was
cast
fantastic.
Iris.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
Gabrielle Rose, who played the present day Iris in the biggest death trap house I have ever seen in my entire life.
Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, this is meant to
how?
keep you safe.
No.
This is meant to keep you safe. All right, here's a question then. Death is after you. You know it's going to happen, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, okay. I'll throw in the weight of yes, you are protecting your family's lineage
Mm.
by doing what Iris did. Iris was out of her goddamn mind. Iris was completely miserable. Yes, she lived in a death trap, so I don't
Yeah.
think she could leave her chair, let alone walk outside for
Mm.
Yeah.
20 years, I think it was, wasn't it? She was there,
Yeah.
or even longer.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you do the same?
No.
It's a
No.
lot of effort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Hey, I don't think I would either, Baron. No.
I
Yeah.
think the solution from the second film with the padded room,
Mm.
Hmm.
much better.
Yeah,
Yep.
a lot safer,
Yep.
lot,
Yep.
lot
Yeah.
less
Yep.
stress.
Although
Would you?
it's America and their healthcare costs, that must have cost her a fortune to live in a
Yeah.
asylum
True,
room.
true.
This is hypothetical. Okay, YouTube. Would you delete yourself? Because therefore you've solved the curse and you don't have to live 20 years plus that way.
What wasn't
Hang
there
on, you mean
something?
they
There was something in
couldn't
one of the previous films where you couldn't do that.
You can't
yeah, the
do
guy puts the
that?
gun up to his head and goes click, 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 and he
That's
goes
right.
Yeah,
one
so
this
you don't
way,
have
Yeah.
the option.
No, you don't have
six.
the option. Okay.
No,
Okay. Jesus
no.
Christ, that's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that really is.
You're
Yeah.
a really good
Okay.
stuntman.
Yeah. True.
Well,
Just
speaking of
parkour your
stuntmen,
way through existence, basically. Succeed, please.
so speaking of stuntmen or stunt women, Yvette Ferguson came out of retirement at the age of 71 years old in order
Yeah.
to be set on fire in the film, and she's
Yeah.
broken the record for the
Yep.
oldest person to be set on fire on camera. Good on her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was a
absolutely.
long scene too. Like she was on fire a
Yeah.
very long
Yeah, she
time.
is. She is fantastic.
There were
Again,
there were
it's
people that
what's
were
awesome
saying that it
about
was
horror.
fake.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, there were people that were saying that it was fake and that it was CG and stuff, and then they released the behind the scenes footage,
Oh my
and it's
gosh,
like,
it's
oh yeah, no, that's real. She know it, hardcore.
yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
absolutely.
Okay,
Tell you
fantastic.
what, I
Thank you for
wouldn't
that
do it,
info.
but she did it amazingly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And look, the very last one, which you should save the
Mhm.
best for last, Tony Todd.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Such a long history. Devil's Disciples, Indiana Jones, Werewolf Game, like Candyman.
Which placed him securely in horror history, Candyman.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Iconic
yeah,
horror villain. Absolutely. Even with just from the first one. Just from the
yeah.
first one.
If there was a mountain with faces carved in it, his would be there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. And the
I'm just
fact
seeing.
that he did that, because I welled up absolutely
Me
watching
too.
his scene. And the
Yeah,
fact that that message was directly to the fans is beautiful. Yeah, what a way to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
goosebumps.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
totally. Yeah,
He didn't quite barrel the camera, but it was close.
it was damn
Mm.
close. Yeah, yeah.
So yes, look, rest in power, Tony Todd. You will be missed. I did a rewatch of the original Candyman.
Okay,
Amazing
nice. Yeah,
performance.
Mm.
it stands up so well, doesn't it? It's matured like a fine wine, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Yeah,
Hmm.
that movie. Yeah.
All right. So before we get into the plot, any last thoughts to give the children?
Yeah. Out of all of these franchises, I think this one could be my favorite.
Huh?
I don't know. There's a discussion between the Final Destinations and the Screams of this type. You know, you can throw urban
Yeah.
legend in there. Um, of this a bunch of teenagers trying to escape in inevitability, if you will.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, you shall create this category for these, especially with this new one. Yeah, could be my favorite. Could be my favorite, but we'll see. Yeah.
Okay. Soxy?
Oh, just go see it. Honestly, if you
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet, go out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And look, honestly, I think it won't necessarily lose in translation to the small screen, but don't watch
Mm.
it on your phone.
No.
Watch it on your TV. But definitely go and see it at the cinema if you've got the opportunity, because it is worthwhile.
Hmm.
All right, let's get into the plot. So in 1968, Iris Campbell and her fiance Paul attend the opening ceremony of the Skyview, a high-rise restaurant tower. And at the dance party, Iris has a premonition of a chandelier shard cracking the glass floor, and the guests while dancing. And then there's a gas leak. It explodes, collapsing the tower and killing everyone. Did we like this as a Final Destination style horrific happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. The production value was exceptional. It was
Yeah.
exceptional.
Hmm.
Because, yeah, I mean, every little bit of stylistic nuance was there to place it in the 1950s, but it also had, you know, the gold washes created with the light, the gold hues on everything with inside the building.
Yeah.
It made you think of like the 1950s. A lot of old sci-fi and that sort of thing, you know, comes from there, which had visions of the future, of this beautiful, this highly technological future, which the lucky, the elite are allowed to enjoy. It
Yeah.
really kind of casted that impression whilst placing it securely within the actual real time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What do we think of the initial grit in the Death Oyster Pearl of the kid nicking the penny out of the
Mm.
wishing
Mhm.
well, and then
Mhm.
that being like the through line for the
It's
film?
that kid's fault. It's that kid's
Yeah.
Yep.
fault.
Yep.
Yeah, that little shit. He was horrible. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then turns around.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm
Uh,
great. Well done because those little kids exist. Again,
Yeah.
this could happen in real life. Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Suxy, what did you think?
I thought it was very well done. I really loved the sequence of it all. Of course, Final Destination is known so well for those sorts of sequences. I love that that kid gets his comeuppance in the end.
Yes,
Yeah.
had to. Yeah, yeah.
Did either of you pick that the young boy waiting for his mum who's on stage was going to end up being Tony Todd's character?
Not at
Yes,
all. No.
I picked it right away.
Okay. Mhm.
All right. So we now cut to the present day. So Iris's granddaughter, Stephanie Reyes, she's suffering from recurring nightmares about the collapse of the tower. So she's seeing the original incident. She works out that the nightmares are linked to her grandmother, the grandmother.
Mhm.
And so she goes home from college where she's on a full scholarship ride, where she'd been doing really well until the
Yeah.
would you call them not nightmares? What would you call them? Premonitions. The recurring premonitions are
Yeah.
like ruin.
Yeah.
So she goes home trying to get some answers. Her dad, Marty, and her brother Charlie are there, and then they go off to visit her Uncle Howard and Aunt Brenda, and the cousins Eric, Julia, and Bobby. so they're all really cagey about Grandma Iris, who she's like the black sheep or whatever of the family. No one wants to talk about it. But her aunt says, "Yeah, I can't tell you what it is, but if you look in the bottom drawer in such and such room, you'll find a thing there, some letters that she's been sending." Um, so yeah, so they're all messed up because she like there was an overprotective upbringing thing happening, and so she became reclusive. Obviously, we see her; she's disappeared off to this weird cabin full of sharp bits in the woods. But yeah, Brenda helps her find the letters from Iris, which leads her to that cabin where Iris now lives. So for anyone that hasn't seen it, think about this as like it's the cabin from Evil Dead, but it's been designed by a goth, and this goth really
Yeah.
likes spikes.
Yeah.
And this particular piece of clothing hasn't ever been washed. You
Mm.
would probably
No,
just
no.
get tetanus
Yeah.
from looking at it.
It's been rendered to medieval times. It may as well be the Vich with a whole bunch of sharp, spiky objects thrown in. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
At this point, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and it's revealed later on that Tony Todd's character helped her design the cabin to keep death away. So yeah, we get to that later on. So yes. So at this point, do you have,
Mhm.
taking the whole Final Destination franchise into account, do you have a theory about who's sending the premonitions?
Oh, geez. Good question.
Oh.
So in my
Uh,
opinion,
yeah, please.
um, Death is a prick. And Death is
Yeah,
sending the premonitions
yeah.
because Death's bored and Death wants to have some fun with these people and sends the premonition so they'll avoid being killed. So someone above Death in the bureaucracy of the universe goes, "Hey, they escaped. You should take care of them and you should punish them at the same time."
Well, then that brings up the question of fate, then, yes? And if
Yeah.
it's fated, so you could really say, like, there's a kind of Catholic perspective to the way death operates.
Mm.
Yeah, because it's
Mm.
God. The only
Yeah.
real question, the only real answer is God is sending the premonitions. Yeah.
Yeah.
And death is God's agent. That's
Yeah.
my answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. I tend to
Uh,
agree.
Still prickish. Still prickish.
yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Still very prickish. Yeah.
So is there a world in which we could see a series of Final Destination films set in the 1800s?
Yeah, we could.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like
we
the
could.
Wild West, or on another continent, like in China or something, Final Destination China, or India.
It's going to have to go to space.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I don't know if it'd work, but I would watch them because I just want to see how do you do Rube Goldberg and a medieval Rube Goldberg? How do you do
yeah,
a
Mm.
science fiction in space Rube Goldberg? I think you could
yeah,
get really bloody creative. Yeah. We
yeah,
had zero gravity fight scenes in Romulus, you
yeah,
know?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually not a bad idea because space
yeah,
horror needs, some,
Shaking
updating,
up. Yeah.
shaking up. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Shake it up. It's a
yeah,
good way to put it.
yeah,
Um, all right. So she goes to visit Iris at her house of death or house of avoiding death. Uh, and Iris gives her own life to Death to demonstrate a point.
yeah, yeah.
What did we think of Iris's death?
She's amazingly stubborn and I love it.
Yeah, I was about to say valiant, honorable, but it's also very stubborn.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is a family trait, which has helped keep
yeah,
some people alive. So that's
Mhm.
actually a really good point, actually. Because this is about family, but it's also about certain characters in the family, of course, which has created
yeah,
a spirit that has gone down through generations, passed down through Final Girls. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. All right, so we go back to civilization. So after Iris's funeral, Darlene returns. So that's the mother. She's been traveling around the countryside in an RV.
That's not Stifler's mum, is it?
No.
No,
No,
okay.
no,
Just needed to know. Needed to know. Carry on.
similar style. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like they said we want this type, and so
Yeah,
they got
yeah,
something
yeah, yeah.
very similar.
Yeah.
It's like when you want Jack Black, but you get what's his name from Tucker and Dale versus Evil. So yeah. All right. So Stephanie's obviously resentful of her mother for being absent since her childhood. So she's been reading the book of avoiding death that she got from Iris, and she sees a reference to JB. So now we know that that's Tony Todd's character, but they don't know this yet. And there's a reference to him having found someone who defeated death. So in the ongoing lore of the Final Destination films, if you can die and come back, you are said to have avoided death. If you kill someone, you get their remaining time.
Yes.
So famous, the guy with the aneurysm, he gets like an extra day. He kills someone who's had an aneurysm, wouldn't dead any time, and yeah, he gets an extra day to live.
So what did we think of the brothers looking at the baby? Because that made me laugh. I didn't laugh until Alex looks back and goes, well, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, even then, you can't guarantee it. Like some of those kids could have had diseases, and
Yeah.
they could get in a
Totally.
week.
Totally. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I could see you avoiding death in this universe by becoming a serial killer.
Yes.
Oh, I'd never
That'd
thought
be a
of
great
that.
sequel, actually.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
Like so basically you get medical training so that you can diagnose the people after you've killed them. So basically you kill someone, you take them to your laboratory, you cut them up and you diagnose what they might have. So if they're healthy, you're good. But if you work out that they've got a genetic predisposition to strokes or something, you've then got to go out and kill another person just in case.
Yeah. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they'd
And
do it, but it's great. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'd watch
wouldn't put
that.
it past death to throw people in your path that are going to die anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, so she's reading the book. She feels that she sees the reference to JB. We start to get that bit of lore about you can take someone's life or you can die and that sort of thing. So that's starting to be sort of fed through the story. So, but it's at this point that the family decides to have a big family barbecue outdoors with sporting equipment and gas and mowers and blades and glass and all sorts of awful stuff. So there's a chain reaction that ends up with Uncle Howard, getting his head chewed on by the lawnmower.
Yeah. The fake out of the shard of glass, well, the distraction
Yeah.
from the Goldberg via the shard of glass that was got into the ice. Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're just waiting for someone to, lance themselves on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did we like this death?
Absolutely. I mean, we
Yeah.
knew what was coming. Yeah, we were just we were just waiting to put it together. The shard of glass again, very nice distraction. I mean, impact was lost because of the trailer, though. It has to be said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think at this point we're waiting for the tattoo shop because you don't really get to see the end of the tattoo shop thing happen in the trailer. You know
That's
it's
true.
coming.
Yeah.
Actually, at this point, I had a thought that maybe we wouldn't see the tattoo shop because it was in the trailer.
Yeah, there's been a lot of trailers like that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we got to see it. It was again like you're waiting for the end of that because they cut it off. How is he going to die here? And then fake out.
Yeah, then he's fine.
Mm,
I did
mm.
like the tattoo with Dad, and then the branding of the heart. Um,
Yes.
that he fell on in the fire. I thought that was really good. But yeah, he's basically spared because he's wearing like a leather jacket and leather pants, and didn't get very badly burnt in that. Uh,
And well, if we're talking bloodlines, again, spoiler, he's adopted.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
All right, so then we're at the next day. Stephanie and Charlie come back over. They meet Eric on the road, and they're trying to protect him because they've worked out he's next. So they've been doing their research. They've worked
Mhm.
out that he's next. They don't know what's coming. They don't know that he's not part of it.
Mhm.
And then they 100% guess the next death. They just don't guess the right person.
Yeah.
Loved
So
this
it's
bit.
the kid's gonna kick the soccer ball. It's gonna go into the leaves. It's gonna knock this thing over, and then they're gonna get knocked over, killed by something.
Mhm.
And so they're concentrating on the wrong person. Julia, who is jogging, she jogs off. And then the kid kicks the soccer ball and it goes through the leaves and it knocks over the thing. And then she goes into the wheelie bin. The wheelie
Yeah.
bin goes into the garbage
Yeah.
truck and the garbage truck crushes her. That
Just how
scene,
she gets popped into the bin was so beautifully
yeah,
done. And I just laughed.
Yeah, me
it was
too.
great. And then like the arm coming off and the head
Oh,
being,
her head just being separated, crushed,
yeah,
separated in half. Because this film is gory. It's the goriest
yeah,
out of all of them. Yeah, that
yeah,
can be
yeah.
safely said. They upped the ante entirely with it. Yeah.
I should probably really like the MRI deaths the most, but I
Okay.
really like this garbage truck kill.
So that's my
It's
favorite kill.
Mm.
This is my favorite kill. Just the way it was, this could happen, wrong person,
yeah,
just, diversion, then boop, boop, and the way she pops in,
Yeah.
yeah, into
yeah,
the wheelie bin. Yeah, yeah, this was my favorite.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, just
The
play with the play on the expectation. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, like in a couple of the films we saw, water that was on the floor magically retreating and stuff like that. There was
yeah.
none of that in
There
this,
was
Mm.
no, again, yeah, everything
which I
could
really
happen in
appreciate.
this film. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. All right, so she's crushed to death by the garbage compactor. This is the point. This is the point after three deaths that the family goes,
Mm.
"Oh, maybe there's something coming."
Yeah.
I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling death's coming for us. It's like could have done this two deaths ago when the lady was talking to you about death coming, and none of you believed her.
Mm.
Uh,
I have
so
to
yeah,
say though,
Mm.
the MRI machine, when all, he's in it and stuff, and you see that tattoo on his stomach of the skull and the
yeah,
pipes all go through him. I don't know if you guys realize, but that is the poster for Final Destination 5.
it is too.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Oh
is.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's a crazy callback. That is
Yes.
a berserk callback.
But I mean,
Yeah.
this film hasn't shied away from calling back on itself.
No,
Like,
it's
No.
like I,
fantastic.
for those people that haven't seen Final Destination 5, it is technically Final Destination 1.5. No, yeah, 1.5.
Yeah.
0.5, yeah. Oh no,
Yeah, because
1.5. It's before
yeah,
the plane ride, the airplane.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
between,
You're right.
yeah, it's
Mm.
between the two. So yeah, they're not frightened to go back, and like there's nothing in that film that indicates that it's set back in time until you get to the very end and you go, holy crap, that's the plane going to
Mhm.
Yeah.
France.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And the good thing with this film and the other Final Destination films, except the one I shall not name, um, that the exposition dumps aren't overbearing. You know what I mean?
No,
Mm.
Because I'm not saying I like or dislike, but with Scream 5, yeah, and then they spent, I mean, it's very Scream, I know, but there's just so constantly these exposition dumps throughout the film. This one just set up the premise so it's positioned in the modern day, and then let's continue with the concept. I
yeah,
appreciated that. Yeah.
Mm.
yeah, yeah. Now this one does depart from objects from the films previously in that there is a premonition and then the person knows the order the people are going to die from the premonition. So the
Mm.
revelation in this film that the death is killing people by age. So this is the point at which they work that out. It's like, oh, so it's going down each branch by age from the oldest to the youngest. So that's where they work this out. This is then where we get the revelation that there's certain people in the family that are not blood relatives. So Eric was spared during to be the result of Brenda's adultery and therefore not a member of the Iris's bloodline. Obviously, the dad, not a member of the bloodline, doesn't get killed. So yeah, so now they've got a list and an order. So I think this is the longest it's taken in a Final Destination film to actually have the list and the order.
So higher stakes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So and now this is the point at which they work out who JB is at the hospital. So it's Tony Todd. He was present at the Skyview as a child, so he's the kid waiting for his mum, who's the singer. And is the last, as we said before, the last to die in the premonition. So last on death's list, and has always been last on death's list.
Huh. Then I'll ask now, can they make a part 7?
Well, I mean, death could start a new list.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And we do see, spoilers, we do see the coin rolling off at the end.
That's
of the
true.
credits.
There's the coin rolling off at the end, isn't there? Yeah, the coin.
The bad penny, which I was calling it in my head, the bad penny.
Yeah.
Was continuing.
Yeah.
So,
And who is that? Who's that old lady? What relationship does she have to the cast we just saw? Yeah, that could be brought into play. So yeah, of course. Yeah. Because I'm assuming there's going to be. The amount of money this has just made, horror, where it is in terms of the industry.
Just to point out that America is just about to do away with the penny. So, is there any relation there?
Yeah. Good point. At this point too, we have the lovely little bloodline murder board that she's created out of the book.
Of course. Yep.
Which I really like.
A more organized, excuse me, a more organized red string board, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that as a visual thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to visit JB. So he reveals that he spent most of his life exchanging ideas with Iris to learn Death's rules. So he and Iris have been responsible for the book that they're now reading out of. He explains that there's the 2 ways to defeat death: take another life or dying and being revived. So they cite the character, was she Kimberly, I think, as a successful example. And this is his last day as a mortician or medical examiner. And he does that wonderful scene where he speaks directly to his fans, and the people in the film, and walks out the door into the darkness. Which is some beautiful visual language. So and he's also revealed that he's got like cancer or whatever. So that he knows that once Iris's bloodline is gone, he will just simply pass away. He wishes them luck and disappears out the door.
Fuck cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. So then Eric convinces Bobby to try and to do the second of the 2 after we see the wonderful scene with the babies, is to die and be revived. Now we know that Bobby is deathly allergic to peanuts, and that what he wants to do is trigger a fatal allergic reaction. He's in a hospital. He would then be subsequently revived, which would take him off death's list. But death has other plans. Death has other plans that involve an MRI machine that is strangely overpowered because the inhibitor has been removed due to a series of unconnected but connected activities that happen because of death. This is not the first time we've seen this either. So there was the swimming pool motor, which got unexpectedly overpowered. We had the sunbeds, same sort of thing. Like there's an electronic inhibitor that stops them going too high. So this has been used a couple of times throughout the series. So death likes electronics, apparently.
Yeah. This
So
is
we,
the most extreme they've taken it, though, by
Mm.
far.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
so it kills
definitely.
both of them, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes, it does.
Bobby's
Yeah.
just in the way. He's just in the way and gets killed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's the
but up,
wheelchair goes through. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
It's amazing.
up to that point, we were being led to believe that it would be the vending machine falling on someone that was going
Hmm.
to kill them.
Mm.
So there's a lot of precursor of that. Turns out though, it was just part of the vending machine was going to be the final straw, so to
Yeah,
speak.
that was great. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straw
Yeah.
through the head. So I thought was a
I
really good killer.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, I liked Alex a lot, but the way he just went about things, just like crash, bang,
Yeah,
smash. If he had just been a bit more delicate and
Mm.
taken his time with it. Yeah, but hey, yeah.
yeah. So Eric was seemingly a bit safe because of his inability, lack of being in the bloodline. So
But he
yeah,
got in the
we did,
way.
yeah, got in the way.
What's
Uh,
what's it called? Nelson, Albert.
Prince Albert,
Thank you.
he's
Yeah. Prince
yeah,
Albert let him down. Let's just say
yeah,
that.
really
Yes.
did.
Yes. Family
Yeah, don't get
bloodlines be
piercings, kids.
done. Prince Albert. Yep, you're part of that
Yeah, if you're
family.
going for an MRI, don't get piercings,
Yeah, yeah.
or at least take them out. You know.
Yes.
So yeah, what was it? The plan backfires when a malfunctioning MRI machine rips out Eric's piercings one by one, pulls him in, and impales him with a wheelchair. A coil from a
Mhm.
vending machine is then launched and drilled into Bobby's head, despite Eric seemingly being safe. Stephanie reasons that his intervention trying to help Bobby put him on the list, which makes sense.
Mm.
Absolutely. And the visuals of this scene, because we've established earlier on in the tattoo piercing parlor, this is what he does. So we get
Yeah,
the tongue piercing first, then we get the
yeah,
nipple piercings, and then Prince Albert. Yeah, just the
yeah.
sequence of that was great. Yeah.
So good. Very painful, I'm sure.
Mm.
So we're down to the last couple now. So there's only a few people left. Two, I think it's just no, three people left. So Stephanie,
Yes,
Charlie, and
yes.
Darlene, they work out that the only safe place on the planet is Iris's cabin.
You're not convinced, are you, of this
No.
canon whatsoever, are you? No.
No. Um, so they decide to drive there to hide from death. Now, a couple of things that they set up at the start when she first visits Iris, like the pond, like they linger on the pond becomes
Mm.
part of it, all that sort of stuff. So there's some really nice little callbacks
Hmm.
from the start of the film. So they head there. The RV crashes. Of course, Stephanie can't get her seatbelt undone. The RV tilts over into the pond, so she's underwater. And then the cabin explodes after a chain reaction that death causes, which it sends the RV into the water, and Stephanie begins to drown. Darlene saves Charlie, and then
Hmm.
they think Stephanie's dead, and they resuscitate Stephanie, and we're led to believe that as well.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So we think that everything's cool. They've broken the chain. Stephanie will be fine. She was dead and she came back.
Which is
Yes,
a
because it go.
callback. Because that's happened before in the series, hasn't it? Where someone's drowned
Yeah,
themselves in a car and then been brought
yeah. The
back.
the
Did
van, the
they,
white van
did
Yeah.
in the
they
water.
did they go to black in the previous movie? Because this one, I thought it was nice how they went to black to
Yeah,
push
no, they
in
did.
the.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, okay, they've done that before. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
it's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. Yeah.
yeah. So then it's a week later. We
Uh-huh.
think everything's
Uh-huh.
cool. They've beaten death. Yay, beaten death. Woo! Um, so it's prom. Why are they going to prom? Their entire family's dead, like in horrible, horrible
I
ways,
know.
in
Oh,
the
Yeah.
space
because
of like
the
Yeah.
48 hours.
it was the brother's backstory because he was going to ask
Yeah.
this girl to prom, so
Oh,
that
yeah,
it's
Yeah.
like
that's
coming
right.
full
But it was
circle.
so 1950s suburbia, that final scene with
Oh
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
them out on the street, all the same houses, was bloody Edward Scissorhands in this movie,
yeah, yeah.
basically. Yeah, yeah. It's fine,
Um,
though. It's fine. Yeah.
so yeah, like someone reveals that, oh no, she wasn't actually dead, like she would have been unconscious, but she, you brought her back, but she never actually died. And then
Eh,
it's like dun dun dun.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then of course they're looking around for the immediate threat to their lives.
Hmm.
Um, and what is it? It's a log carrying train. It derails
Via the
Mhm.
it,
penny, via the bad
via
guy
the
Yes.
penny.
penny.
The penny
Yes.
blocking the thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
then the logs come off the train and crush the two of them.
Well, they're running away from it first because
Yeah,
it's coming down the road because it's
It's
gone off the
chewing up the
tracks.
suburban street. It's
Yes.
yeah,
literally chewing up the street.
yeah.
And then, yeah, then we get the callback to the most iconic death
Hmm.
scene, kill scene from part two, the logs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
logs.
What did we
I
think of that, though? What did we think of the callback to the logs being the ending?
It's good. Nice. Like it's fan service.
Yes,
Okay.
Utter fan
absolutely.
It
service.
is totally fan service. My only gripe, this is my only real gripe with the film, actually, now that we've
Okay.
discussed it.
Mhm.
Um, the logs in movie two, CGI. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Amazing CGI for its
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
exceptional. Like to the
Yes.
point, like I'm sure people out there going, "Oh, were they CGI?"
Mhm.
Yeah, the ones that they used for the callback in Bloodlines were so CGI it was
Oh yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. When they
yeah.
turn them to pulp and they just look like weird CGI
And you've
jam,
had great practical effects
yeah.
all the way up to leading to this final
Yeah.
kill scene.
Good
That's my
point.
only gripe. Yeah,
Mm.
Good
yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah.
I just remember yelling out in the theater, "Run sideways!"
Yes. Oh my
Always.
God.
Why does no one zigzag? Zigzag. Exactly.
Yeah. Take
But
four
apart
steps
from,
left and you'll be fine.
Yes.
but the callback itself, killing off the last two just when you thought they were alive, pure,
Yeah.
fantastic final
Hmm.
destination. Yeah, no problems there. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And especially tying the penny back in. Like the penny was at the very
Yes,
start and the penny was at the very
yes,
end.
Yeah.
yes,
Uh,
yes, yeah.
yes. And look, honestly, this is a nice ending to this cycle.
Mm.
There's nothing saying that death couldn't start another cycle.
Yeah, no, you're right
Hmm.
there. You're right there. Yes, yes. And hopefully they do that. They leave this
Yeah.
cycle alone. Yep, it's done and
Yeah.
dusted. Move on to something else. Yeah. Which
Look,
I've
if
got
anyone
faith
from
that they will. Yeah.
I
yeah.
think so.
Look, if anyone from the production is watching or listening to this in any way, go back in time. Do do Victorian London. Like make
Yeah.
Jack the Ripper the agent of
Yeah.
death or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I really enjoyed this. That brings us to the end of
Hmm.
the plot.
Hmm.
Nicely done.
There's
Thank
obviously
you.
the through line in the credits of the murder line with the faces and the photos and the penny rolling down the red line. Really enjoyed that. It was a
Yeah. Yeah.
good bit of finalization for it.
Hmm.
Ratings. What are we giving this, folks? I'll go first. Look,
Yeah. Okay.
I give this a 4.5. I think it only loses that half a point. I think for a similar reason to what Mr. Popcorn said, there was some of the effects were a bit CGI 2D. Like it didn't
Mm.
like they didn't quite finish the effects off. They were still great, but I don't think they were quite finished off. So it loses half a point for me for just sort of unfinished effects or maybe cheaper effects.
Hmm. Hmm. I will go next. Sucks, you can finish off. I'm going to give it a 3.75. Yeah,
Yeah.
because apart, I would have given it a 4. Apart from the little CGI, we're on the same page there, Baron.
Yeah.
But in saying that, like, it's not a 4 for me because 4s for me are things like Hereditary and that sort of thing. These movies exist outside of that; they're not on the same level. Still, really enjoy them. This franchise in particular. So yeah, no, 3.75. Definitely, but strongly recommend. Strongly, whatever horror you're into, strongly recommend go see. Yeah, Baron.
No, Suxy.
Oh,
I've
sorry, my
done my
apologies. Sucksy. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's a
Look,
four. It's a 4 out of 5 for me. I really enjoyed it. I love the series. It's nice to see it come full circle. It was a lot of
yeah.
fun. Look, some of the effects weren't as good as others, but if you love the series, I think you're really gonna love this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
because it has some of the best kills as well. Saying
Mm.
that, it also has some of the best kills. I mean, the mother's death, I think that could have been given a bit more
Hmm.
as
Yeah.
well. That was a bit splatty done.
Yeah.
But then we had the MRI scene though as
Yeah.
well. Yeah,
Mm.
that's going to be a classic Final Destination scene moving forward, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I 100% agree. All right. Well, what else have people been watching? Any recommendations?
I will bring up my list if someone else wants to go before.
Well, I've got one I can give immediately. So it's an Apple TV show called Murderbot. Um,
Oh,
I don't
yes.
know it.
it's more sci-fi than horror. Like the
Mhm.
Murderbot would indicate a certain horrific element to it. But it's a series of short stories by a woman called Martha Wells, set in the far future, where there is a android that is kind of becomes self-aware and hacks their own programming to take off their various restrictions. And he then gets sent, or it gets sent to um, a frontier world with some hippies, basically space hippies, to protect them. So he's a security robot, but yeah, he's also addicted to a sci-fi soap opera that he watches inside his own head when he's supposed to be doing other stuff. Um, and
Okay.
that's got brother of Pennywise, otherwise known as Eric Northman from the True Blood. He plays the Murderbot. Now, are either of you fans of Doctor Who?
Yes.
Yes and
Have
no.
you
Some
watched
of
the
it.
latest episode that dropped last night, Soxy?
No.
I haven't seen it yet. But I look,
Okay.
I've there's a lot of spoilers online.
There are a lot of spoilers online. I'm gonna look at. I mean, I know we probably don't have them on here, but there is going to be. I'm going to barrel the camera for a sec. There is a thing in this episode that if you are not on board for the way that the modern Who has been going, you are going to shit your liver.
Your
It
liver.
is. Oh, look, you are going to hate this, and if you hate it, look, maybe New Who isn't for you, but I will say, still my doctor.
Kill my doctor.
Still,
Oh, still.
still my
Okay.
doctor.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Um,
Yeah.
anything else, Baron?
No, no,
No, that's all.
I've been watching old stuff, but yeah, no, the Murderbot's really good, and the latest episode of Doctor Who is going to make some fans that look like this and are this age really angry, and that is
Good.
so
Good.
tasty.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Always.
so tasty.
Always. Nice. Nice. Um, Myself, I've watched Love, Death and Robots season 4, going on the sci-fi
Mhm.
tip. Couldn't recommend more. For me, it was pretty much nearly a flawless season. There's some
Oh, good.
amazing work in this season. Definitely check it out if you like the previous. Um, and if you're a Red Hot Chili Pepper fan, definitely check it out because David Fincher's animation he does of Chili Peppers live is extraordinary. What he does with sound is
Mm.
just, yeah, hasn't been done before in animation. Really good. Um, Tragedy Girls. Have you heard of Tragedy Girls? The
Yes.
movie. Yeah.
Yes.
It's Baron. I've just learned this recently. It's an iconic teenage slasher, but in the style of,
Oh,
like, say, Assassination Nation, where
oh,
the girls take the power back. It's a good for you movie, but
Hmm.
in a real macabre, twisted fashion. Yeah. Yeah.
nice. Okay.
It's if you like Mean Girls, if you like The Babysitter, all of that
Yeah.
sort of stuff, definitely check out Tragedy Girls. It's one of
Okay.
those movies that
Tragedy.
paved the way. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
And Assassination Nation, that's not bad. It's in a similar vein. We've got a couple of walked-in films, which I'll leave until we actually cover those that I've been watching. And for Children of Popcorn, if you liked The Loved Ones, if you could quickly Google his name, the director of The Loved Ones, because he's just put out Dangerous Animals. I myself have
Mhm.
seen it. I think you've seen it as well, Suxy.
Yes.
We're going to talk about it more around July the 10th. There's no embargo
Mhm.
yet. It's out in Hong Kong. So if you want to see it now, VOD, Google. But
Yeah.
officially, it's out on the 10th of July. It's the 1st of July, no, 1st of June now. It's out on the
Mm.
10th of June. Sorry. And
That's
we'll,
directed by Sean Byrne.
yes, The Loved
Mm.
Ones director. It's his new one. It's a shark exploitation movie, and we will certainly be covering it soon. Shout out Studio Canal. Thank you. Yeah.
And that's why we were talking about Jai Courtney and
Mhm.
Captain Boomerang, because Jai Courtney played Captain Boomerang in the Suicide Squad films.
Mm.
Yeah. All I'll say for now, Wolf Creek at Sea.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I do want to
Yeah.
see it. I do want to see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Suxy, what have you been watching? What can you recommend to the children?
Oh, well, a very big sidestep away from horror and sci-fi. I attended the launch party for the Revelation Film Festival for their
Oh,
program the other night, and they screened Blue Road, the Edna O'Brien story, which is a documentary about a literary icon from originally from Ireland, and through going through her old diaries and some interviews with her before she passed away, just telling her life, and she had an incredible life. A lot of very sad things happened, unfortunately. She had a lot of abuse in her life, but she also had a lot of amazing things. She hung out with incredible celebrities who were of her time, and it's well worth checking out. It's going to be screening in
Sounds
Perth
interesting.
during
Hmm.
the Revelation Film Festival in July, and if you
Okay.
get a chance to go check it out, it's wonderfully made, and yeah, brilliant. And it includes her last interview ever before she passed away. It's well worth your
No,
time.
yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for that. Yeah, no, more than happy for more, let's just say, serious art and content to be covered as well. Absolutely. Certainly
Mm.
something like that. That's really nice. And this episode will be well out before the festival there. So if you want to send me
Yes,
some links, we'll post everything up on the
will
pages,
do.
etc.
yeah.
Definitely. Cool.
Well, look, that's pretty much it for everyone. Has anyone got any plugs?
I
Yeah,
will.
you
Sorry.
first.
Okay. It's not a plug for what's coming, but it's a thank you for what has been. I've just finished The Perfect Murder with the Ipswich Little Theatre at the Incinerator Theatre. We did a 15 show season. Thank you to the audience. Went really well. It was a murder mystery on steroids. I got to do my favorite evil villain monologue I've ever done on stage, and it's rebooted me to want to do more. So thank you. In
Nice.
terms of doing more, I'm auditioning for Winnie the Pooh Children's Theatre. So if I'm
Not the
Eeyore,
horror version.
not the horror version, which I don't know if is a good or bad thing because I haven't seen those movies yet. But if I do get the part of Eeyore, because come on, I will let you know.
Oh, good luck. I hope you get it.
Thank you. Thank you. Baron,
Nice.
we'll finish off with Suxy to tell us everything that's happening in Perth.
Oh, for sure, 100%. I will be in an episode, a show in the Anywhere Theatre Festival called Sports Ball. It will be at the Carilpa Hall. That's the 27th of July, the 2nd of August, and the 3rd of August. So we'll put the links up for the tickets on that.
Hmm.
And I'm teaching improv at the moment. My wonderful level one class has got their student showcase this afternoon. So by the time this comes out, it'll be too late to buy tickets to that. But
But
that's
good luck
okay.
to you all. Good luck to
Mm.
you
Yes.
all. I mean,
Yeah. So
improv's
look,
not
that's it.
easy. It's invaluable. So well done. Yeah.
And look, I'll always call out Improv Queensland. I'll always call out Act React, and Supernova gives me a wonderful opportunity a couple of times a year to do some presenting work. Uh, Also, like we always talk about Evil Corp and Escape
Hmm.
Manor.
Mm.
Yeah, go along to that. But yeah, look, that's me. What about you, Soxy?
Well, last night I was actually an extra in a music video for the band 78 Bullet. I was
Oh,
playing one of the many mortal brides of Dracula. So I very
oh,
much look forward to that coming out.
Yeah, let us know. We'll be keen to see that and post it. Definitely.
Absolutely.
And that was your post. You were having problems with your hair yesterday or
No,
something.
that
As a
was a
no?
photo shoot.
Okay,
No,
okay,
very
okay.
different thing.
Yeah. Carry on.
But going around Perth, the Perth Horror Film Festival is open for submissions right now.
hmm.
Submissions close on the 16th of June. They're looking for horror, sci-fi, thrillers,
Okay.
spooky documentaries, anything weird and wonderful that you think the horror crowd might enjoy. They're looking for shorts, long shorts, and WA made features. That will be happening between the 15th to the 17th of August this year. Uh,
Okay.
then we also have Dreadful Frights happening over at the Backlot Perth. I'll be hosting it. We're screening Special Needs Revolt on the 13th of June with a Q&A with the director, Adrian Esposito. Uh, it is a crazy film. It's about basically an evil dictator taking over America and putting disabled people and all those people who are on the fringe of society into asylums, and a man with Down syndrome heads a team of renegades to get him, to get back the world that it should be and rescue everyone. It's an incredible film.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one
That's
of
cool.
those films that they don't use people with disability as a gimmick. They just show them as real people, and it's just beautifully done in that way. But it's also got a lot of crazy gore and weird stuff and action going on. It's well worth your time if you can come out. Also looking around Perth, also on the 13th of June, if you're not into that, IPL Radio have a horror themed quiz night on over in Medina. Well worth your time. IPL Radio, a local volunteer-run radio station. They're all about mental health, and you can stream them online from anywhere in the world. So definitely check them out. And Garrick Theatre is going to be putting on Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, between the 5th and the 21st of June. So get on out there.
Yeah,
Nice.
send me stuff. I'll post it up.
I
Got a
will
lot
do.
going on. That's fantastic. Good. See, Perth is representing horror in a big way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, must go
well,
to
look,
Perth one day. Must go with one day. Yeah.
I've
been to
Perth.
Perth. Yeah, okay. Yeah, must go one day. Yeah.
We went across to do Speed the Movie the Play for the Perth Fringe one year.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Standing in a performance of Speed the Movie the Play, watching two people doing a speed deal right next to us. So
that maybe they thought it was a different sort of show.
maybe, don't know, but yeah, that was I liked Perth. Perth was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Well, look, that brings us nicely to the end of this creaky little creature. So if you would like to sign out, folks.
Yes, this has been Mr. Popcorn. And yeah, Death's a prick. Don't piss him off. Because it's a he. It's obviously a he.
Obviously,
Yeah.
he. Yeah.
Obviously. Egotistical. Can't let anything go. Yeah, totally a he. Carry on.
That's a dude. Soxy?
Oh, this has been Soxy the Salacious Spectre. It's been wonderful being here, and I'll see you next time.
Go to bed, children. Go to bed.
Oh, I love it when you're evil. This is me at my most evil. Fear evil laugh.